Okay, let us begin. In this video, we will be discussing logic gates. So, what the first thing we need to understand about logic gates is they are the basic fundamental building blocks of all digital technology. Every modern circuit you see around you will, in some way or the other, utilize logic gates. So, your computers, microprocessors, TVs, video players, ACs, they all use logic gates. Now, a logic gate is simply a circuit element which converts a certain number of inputs into a single output. So, in other words, it converts a combination of ons and offs, which are our inputs, into either on or off, which is our output. So, one way to think about this is suppose you have two switches, and the switches are placed in series, and both the switches are on. What will your output be? Your output will be on only, right? Because your current will be able to pass through both the switches. However, if even one switch is off or both switches are off, you will get no current. So this combination of two switches is actually a logic gate, because for a certain combination of inputs it will give a certain output, and for a different combination of inputs it will give a different output. That is the essence of a logic gate. Now we've already discussed what a logic gate is, and in this video we will be discussing only the basic logic gates. So AND, NOT, or XOR. AND is basically two switches in series, which we saw earlier. NOT is a simple one input logic gate, OR is basically two switches in parallel, and a XOR is a special kind of logic gate. Okay, we've already mentioned this. Inputs here refer to either the state of on or off. So 1 represents on and 0 represents off. We're not considering any intermediate states here. So logic gates, in other words, are seeming to be combinations of switches. That's not always the case, but that's a highly simplified way of thinking of it. So you can just read that there. That's the essence of a logic gate. Okay, before we move on to individual logic gates, it's important we understand what a truth table is. In mathematics in general, a truth table is basically a table which gives us whether a proposition is true or false based on certain parameters. So you may have A true, B true, and C false, and the truth table will tell you whether the proposition will be true or false based on the parameters. In electronics also we have a similar setup. What a truth table tells us in electronics is that for a certain combination of inputs, will our output be on or off, 1 or 0. So we use ones to represent ons and zeros to represent offs. So for simple two input logic gates, we will have four rows which will represent the possible input combinations on, on, off, and off, on, and three columns, two of which will represent inputs and the third will represent the output. We'll take a look at this in a bit when we deal with individual logic gates, and you should get a clearer understanding then. Okay, so now we come to our first fundamental logic gate, which is the AND gate. And this is actually a gate we have seen earlier. Remember when I mentioned two switches arranged in series? That actually works out to be an AND gate. And as I mentioned before, this AND gate will only give a closed circuit when both of the individual switches are off. If even one of the switches is open, then the circuit will be open and we will get a zero output or an off output. And it's actually this is why the gate is called an AND gate. Both the switch A and switch B have to be closed. So that's actually how we represent an AND gate in circuits, something you have to memorize. Okay, let's draw the truth table now for an AND gate. So there we have an AND gate, and A and B are the inputs or the switches. Think of it any way you like, and Y is the output. So let's just draw a table out, and we'll slowly fill it in. So the vertical columns will represent the two inputs and the output, while the horizontal rows will represent different combinations. So this column here will represent our A switch, the state of the A switch, on or off. The middle column will represent the state of the B switch, on or off, and the Y and the third column Y will represent the output, on or off again. So what are the possible combinations for the two switches? Let's forget about output now. For the input, we can have A open and B closed as switches. You can have the exact reverse where A is closed and B is open. You can have both switches open and you can have both switches closed. So if you think about it, there's no other possible combination. Either switch has to be either open or closed. So there'll be four combinations. Now let's just draw this figure out in a circuit. So an AND gate can be represented as two switches in series. So I'll just draw that out. It'll be easy to understand if the circuit is open or closed like that. So switch A and switch B. Okay, now look at the current state. In the current state, both the switches are open. Both A and B are open. And it actually represents this fourth column right here. Sorry, fourth row right here. 0 and 0. And in this case, actually, you'll notice that the circuit is open. That no current is flowing through the circuit because there's no closed path. Therefore, the output will also be 0. Now, suppose I close both the switches. I press both the switches and close them. Well, now you'll notice that there is a complete closed path for current to flow. And therefore, the output will be 1. It will be a closed circuit. Now, suppose only one of the switches is open while one is closed. So, A is open and B is closed. Or the other way around. It doesn't really make a difference. So what will happen if even one of the switches is open is that there will be no closed path for the current to flow in. And the output will hence be 0 in both the cases. So there you can see we have the truth table for the AND gate. Okay, we now come to the OR gate, the second fundamental logic gate. And unlike the AND gate, the OR gate is can be thought of as two switches in parallel rather than series. So the AND gate was two switches in series, whereas the OR gate is two switches in parallel. And if even one of these switches is closed, then we will have a closed path for the current to flow through the circuit, and we will actually have a closed output or a one output. Now, OR gate and AND gate, the OR gate you could think of as the off switch, the open switch being the controlling factor. If even one switch was open, the circuit would be open or the output would be 0. In the OR gate, however, the closed switch is the controlling factor. If even one switch is closed, we get a closed circuit and a one output. And it's represented like that. Again, you just have to memorize this. Similar to the AND gate, just slightly more pointed. So now let's look at the truth table for the OR gate. So there we have our gate, two inputs and an output. So A, B and Y again. So let's just draw a table out again. And this column here will represent the A input, the middle one the B input, and the third column the Y output. So what are the possible input combinations? Well, they're exactly the same as the AND gate. The input combinations are the same. It's only the output that will vary slightly. So you can have 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1 and 1, 0. So let's just represent this circuit physically to make it easy to understand. So it's two switches in parallel, remember now. So a closed circuit there we have. And there we have our switch A and switch B. Okay, now look at the circuit in its current state. Both the switches are open. You'll notice that there is no closed path for the current to flow through the circuit. It's the first row, 0, 0, and there's no closed path. Hence, the output will also be a closed circuit, an open circuit, and a 0 output we will get because there's no closed path for current to flow. Now, suppose I close one of the switches, and this is actually the fourth row here. What will happen is that even though switch B is open, there is still a closed path for the current to flow through the circuit. like that. It can flow through the switch A around the circuit, and it's a complete path. Therefore, the output will be 1. Similarly, if I had closed B and kept A open, it would have been the same thing. There would be a complete closed path for the current to flow in the circuit, and hence the output would be a closed circuit or a 1 output. So then current could flow like that in the circuit. We get a 1 output again. And obviously you can see that if both switches are closed, we will obviously get a 1 output. There will be 2 possible paths for it to flow, and it can choose any of the paths, or it will divide amongst the paths rather. So there you can see the truth table for an OR gate. Okay, now we come to the third fundamental logic gate, which is the NOT gate. And it is a special one input logic gate, unlike the OR and the AND gates, which had 2 inputs each. So the NOT gate has only 1 input and 1 output. Now the special property of a NOT gate is that it does whatever is not told of it. It is so named. So what this means is that if we have an open circuit with a NOT gate in it, the NOT gate will make it a closed circuit. And if we have a closed circuit with a NOT gate, it will make it an open circuit. So it will basically close an open switch and open a closed switch. It will not do what it's told. You can also think of a NOT gate as a reverser in a circuit. It reverses the state of the circuit. That's just a way to think about it. And it's represented by this triangular symbol shown here. Now let's try to represent it with the truth table. And one thing to note is that the truth table for a NOT gate will be much smaller because there's only one input. Therefore, there are less input combinations to consider. So there we have our NOT gate, our input A and our output Y. So the first column here represents the input and the second column represents the output. So what are the possible input states? Well, the input A switch can be either open or closed. There's no combination involved here. So there's nothing else it can be. So that's why why we'll have such a small truth table. So by the property of a NOT gate, if we have an open circuit, if the switch A is open, the NOT gate will give us a closed circuit. It will give us a 1 output. And if the A is a closed circuit, it will give us a 0 output. That's just the property of a NOT gate. Something you have to remember. So there we have the truth table of a NOT. Okay, the last gate we will discuss in this video is the XOR gate, or the exclusive OR gate. And it is simply a specialized version of the OR gate. It is again 2 inputs, just like the OR gate. What happens in this gate is that if both the inputs or both the switches are open or both are closed, we will get an open circuit. So for this gate to give us a closed circuit output, exactly one of the inputs has to be closed and one has to be open. One way to think about this is like, for example, in an OR gate, the condition for a closed circuit output is that at least one input has to be closed. For the XOR gate, the condition is exactly one input has to be closed. That's just another way to think about it. And the XOR gate is represented by this symbol here. And you can see the output, the truth table given below. So you'll see that if both the inputs are the same, if both are open or both are closed, we will get an open output. And if one is open, one is closed, we will get a closed circuit output.